Hi there, I'm Ben Davitt and I'm here with Russ Morgan from Klass, and we're on the way to the gig. Russ is a little bit late, we got caught up in Acomb a bit, but you got here eventually, eh?
Yeah, thanks to the sat nav on the iPhone 5, and obviously my wife's got the iPhone 4, which turns out that it's got a better mapping system on it. So
I just want to say first of all, thanks a lot for coming and supporting the night. Snappy is obviously a massive local disabled charity, and it plays close to my heart with my brother. Sort of been there for the last 8 years, and if it weren't for people like us and yourself raising money, then they wouldn't have had any money, because all the funding's been cut from the government.
Right.
But yeah, I just want to say a massive thank you.
Okay.
But how do you feel, like, going on to the music, obviously, how do you feel the scene has come from back when you first started with Paul, from the Hacienda days to the current day? How do you feel it's sort of progressed? Do you think it's good or bad, or?
It's progressed to a point, and now I feel it's almost it's in a weird place at the moment, the whole dance scene. I don't think it knows which direction it wants to go in. You've got the whole EDM sound that's big, generally across the commercial clubs and across most of the rest of the world. But then you've got the whole deeper sound that's coming through, which
like
is
Jamie Jones
and you've got like music that's being played that sort of wouldn't sound out of place from the Hacienda from back in the day. People have gone to using 909, programming 909 drums again, which is absolutely amazing, because it's like, that's house music. That is house music. That's the fundamental basis of house music, and which has kind of been lost. We always had this thing that we'd kind of say there hasn't been a proper house record made since sort of 1990, probably, since the last real good tracks on DJ International and Tracks and that. But now people are actually taking time to program 909 sounds, and maybe even working with them. If you can still get hold of a 909, if they're working with them again. So no, it's good. It's good in that respect. As it was from back in the day, when we first started going to the Hacienda, what made it special? We felt we were on this like little secret. We felt that we were doing something that was different to everybody else at the time. The big clubs round by us, there was one which was made famous actually by the Hitman and Her, was Mr. Smith's in Waddington, and that to me was everything I hated about going out. It was people being drunk, it was girls dancing round in a circle, lads on the edge of the dance floor just looking girls up and down. It was everything I hated about clubbing, and going into Manchester and finding the Hacienda was like, it was something completely different. And it meant that you heard music you hadn't heard before. Now you get people and all they want to do is hear tracks that they know. But, sorry. So
do you feel that evolution in music is definitely coming around back to the retro sort of style and uplifting in aspects, the way that music evolves, it's coming way back around again to where it started in the terms of deep house? And
I'd like to think so. I'd like to think so, Ben, because like I say, you're finding a lot more producers, sort of guys like Shonky, people like that, they're programming 909s, they're programming 909 sounds and making it sound authentic, and that authenticity, it works, because you could almost play a 909 rhythm through a good sound system and people will dance to it because of the nature of the sound. Whereas you use cheap sort of digital samples, they sound thin, they don't sound as good. So that, and that's a big difference. That is it. And that's also going back to the difference between vinyl and now people who are playing MP3s, because of vinyl you'd get a fuller sound.
So how do you think, obviously going back again to when you started, in terms of like the Pioneer 2000, DGM 2000, what would be your ultimate, a pair of Technics or Pioneer 2000?
If I'm being nostalgic, obviously the Technics, the 1210s. You can't beat playing off vinyl through a nice warm analog mixer through a good sound system.
Agree,
But having said that, now because of the varying nature of what people request now, rather than letting the DJ play the music and letting the DJ take the night somewhere, people are always on it. You play this, play that. you have to carry so much music, hence why the 2000s with the data sticks and the amount of music you can carry on data sticks is now more,
you
know, it's more sort of usable really, you know, which is, it's sad in some ways, you know, days of where Paul and myself would be turning up for the gig with 2 boxes of records each, you know, and you get like sort of 70 in each box and you'd be weighed down, you'd come out the club and your arms felt like they were down by your ankles at the end of the night, you know.
I suppose that was part and parcel of the night. I mean, I played at Blue Fly, started 8 years ago, and when vinyl was just sort of fading out into CDs, but part and parcel of the night for me was definitely picking out the tunes, putting it into your record box, and being able to lug it round, rather than bringing a memory stick gigs worth.
And then recognising the sleeve as you're flicking through, you flick it through and you recognise the sleeve and you knew exactly what it was, and you just pull it out. You
didn't have to know the tune off your head. The colour, we colour coded them.
Exactly,
Well, it's been great, you know, and we're going to go to the gig now, and hopefully it's going to be everything that you expect it. And
well, hopefully,
just want to say thanks a lot, mate.
No, thanks, no problem, Ben.
Brilliant.
No problem.
Thanks a lot.
Cheers.